Alright. Hi guys. We're here with Canna, Camie, and Tina Smith. We're starting the 420 live session. Gonna be taking some dab hits.
Yes, as always, we are going to start off the show with a dab, and thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you're having a good weekend so far.
Some of the things that we're going to be covering today, well, we are going to just chill and sesh, but some of the things we're going to be covering today are some news out of Florida and just some fun trivia going on too. Because, of course, we have the giveaways.
Always have the giveaways. Thank you, and a big shout out to the Shack for always giving us our wonderful giveaways, and we got some really good trivia questions that Stacy found for us, and so we are super excited to have you guys play.
Yeah, the Shack is always a really good supporter of the local cannabis community, and
Absolutely.
they've been giving us some really good ideas and good deals on prizes for you guys. So
Yes.
Thank you for the Shack.
And then, of course, we'll get into those and what we're giving away when we get closer to giving them away.
So you gotta wait.
Yes, unfortunately. But that's okay because you'll be really happy. You'll be excited about what you have today. So we're just going to go ahead and get off into it a little bit. Last night, Fullerton police arrested 6 people and they seized a lot of drugs. It says they have seized 14,500 oxycodone pills, 2,000 MDMA pills, 0.7 pounds of mushrooms, 1.5 pounds of cocaine, 16.5 grams of methamphetamine, 85 Xanax pills, 4 pounds of ketamine, a loaded handgun, and over $65,000 in cash from 2 homes.
So how much of that was cannabis?
None. Not a single thing of cannabis was seized in this raid. This is a 100% war on actual drugs.
No, I mean, there's that argument of whether the war on drugs at all, period, is just a failed war. And, I mean, there's that controversy on that. I believe that there's no use at all for heroin on the streets or anything like that. But I also understand that locking people up for, at least in my private view, locking people up for it isn't treating the base problem to begin with. So a lot of the times it's multiple visits and multiple trips into rehab because the main issue isn't being treated.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. They're not. They're just throwing them in jail and putting them in, and they're probably not getting the help that they need within the jail systems. I'm not 100% sure how it works in there, but you see with repeat offenders, obviously something isn't working somewhere. They're being failed somewhere.
Now, don't get me wrong. People who have this big of a production going on, that something needs to happen with that. That is something that I can totally get behind, arresting them, because I'm not sure that they're actually doing any kind of, how old are you?
Yeah.
Before I give you my shrooms. And
not with this kind of an inventory. They're definitely not bothering to care who they're selling to or how old. That's a pretty big given right there. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Joseph says failed war on drugs. In fact, more drugs have entered our country since its conception. I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly.
Right. That, and honestly, that the war on drugs, I believe, has a big hand in why people like this are there and why they're making money off of it. Because it has to all be black market. Can't be out in the regulated market where people are actually getting treated. So with it being black market, that is what happens.
And the 6 people that were arrested, they were young. They're 29, 27, 24, 34, 25. They were all arrested in connection with the drug raid. But I mean, this was brought into, they were found on a tip that was called in anonymously, and so that is a huge thing. Thank you to that good citizen that called in that anonymous tip. However they found out, doesn't matter, but they did the right thing and they called it in, and look what was taken off of the streets. That person single-handedly saved easily a lot of lives right there. Easily.
Yeah, because it's not like with heroin and MDMA where you can hear, no one ever dies from those.
Right. You see it all the time. All the time, unfortunately.
I think the part of the problem is our youth thinks it's that they're immortal, that it won't happen to them or happen to, you know, I mean, it's always, I mean, I think all of us to a certain extent think that it's all, oh, it'll never happen to us until it happens. And then you're like, oh,
Right.
I come from a long family of addiction, so, you know, I've known it forever.
I think a lot of it also, too, is just not having the education.
Yes.
I mean, you got your education from the DARE program and things like that, where it was all, don't do it. Just don't do it. Your whole lives will fall apart. Your eyeballs will fall out. You know, the whole, you know, I don't know if they actually, DARE actually said that, but I've seen some really stupid things that have been put out by DARE and things of that nature, without having actual no shit. Here are the rule, or here are the real no. There is no arguing it. This is the science behind it, and this is why it's not done. Not just don't do it.
Yeah, they actually just redid the, I can't remember what her name is. She was in the movie, She's All That. I can't remember, it was the 90s movies. But anyways, she did a public service announcement where this is your brain, this is your brain on drugs. She just redid it and filmed it, and it's totally different. I'll find it and post it on the MG page after the
I think it's actually on there from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, actually it might be.
Yeah, she did the PSAs from This Is Your Brain on Drugs,
Right.
and then did the updated version on This Is the War on Drugs, and how it failed completely. How it's put a bunch of people, hasn't failed for the prison systems. They're making a bunch of money off of it.
That are all for profit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean,
There's always an underlying factor and reason, and unfortunately, it's just not a pretty one.
no.
It's definitely not a pretty one. And then you turn around and you see things where, you know, Josh Gordon, he's denied NFL reinstatement because of medicating with cannabis. You know, and he's a young NFL star that could easily, you know, tear down the career, and it'd be a good career, you know. So
I know.
it's just.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
We start to interrupt each other.
We do. I apologize. But no, it's just a horrible thing when, you know, you're denied your dream and the career and the goals and everything that you've worked so hard for because you're self-medicating with cannabis. And it's wrong. There's basically, it boils down to it's wrong, and we need to be able to work together and change that, because how many people are having the same problem?
I follow hockey. I don't follow football very often, but I do know that the intense abuse that they put their bodies through, it hurts. They're constantly in pain. They're in, you know, the ice baths after a game or even after practice, so they're constantly being beaten up. I would much rather have these people who are doing this to themselves for our entertainment to be able to medicate with something that's not going to end up giving them a heart attack while they're on the field or while they're on the ice.
Oh, but the NFL will just sweep, you know, narcotic use and domestic violence under the rug, while medicating with cannabis is going to be a big no-no and ruin your entire career.
I know that Rhonda Rossi, I think, she had some issues with cannabis, and she actually stood up for it and talked about the benefits of it compared to the opioid use. So,
well, that just brings it back to big pharma. You know, if cannabis is going to be, you know, decriminalized 100%, then that's going to take a lot of money out of big pharma's pocket, and who wants that? You know, it all boils down to that bigger underlying picture, and that's just a big rabbit hole that I'm not ready to dive into yet.
Where was he? What team was he from? Like what state? I mean, you couldn't tell me.
He was a Cleveland Brown.
Cleveland is the state?
Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland?
Isn't it Cleveland, Ohio?
Pretty sure.
Okay, so Ohio's the state. So is it decriminalized in Ohio?
Oh,
That's kind of where I was going with that.
No.
Sorry, I don't follow sports like at all. I like the commercials sometimes.
But in the article here, you know, it does say that the NFL Players Associations, they vowed to fight for cannabis reform in the league. But, you know, Goodall's pretty much, you know, held his ground. You know, Gordon's going to, you know, continuously reply to the league for reinstatement once again in the fall. But, you know, right now we already have preseason going on and everything like that. Well, not going on, but coming up. But it just doesn't look good.
And this isn't his first time that he's been suspended.
No, they called him a repeat offender.
Have they all been for cannabis? Or have there been any other positives that have popped up, do you know?
Not that I've seen. So,
If anybody knows anything about that or have been following it, let us know some more information on it.
yeah, or if there's anybody else, because, you know, and it's with a lot of all the different, I'm sure it's with all the different sports and everything like that. Everyone, you know, they probably sweep steroid use under the rug, and obviously, you know, narcotics, all sorts of things, violence. So, I mean, it's just the things that they're willing to sweep under the rug is just a little alarming, to be honest. And they can't allow something as natural and as healing as cannabis to be allowed. It just doesn't make sense to me. So if somebody could explain it, that'd be great.
I'm not laughing at Camie. I'm over here because some of the girls behind me, our production group back there are just...
Got the heebie-jeebies or something.
They've got something going on back there, and I'm trying to figure out what it is, so it's cracking me up.
I was putting some rub on my back.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now. I can get it now. Understood.
We're gonna smoke in the Shire like a hobbit with this awesome Gandalf pipe.
It's the coolest looking pipe
I
ever.
love it.
I feel like I would break it in like 10 seconds.
It's like the caterpillar from
Don't
Alice in
jinx me.
Wonderland.
Yeah, I like that.
It's beautiful.
That was...
And he had a hookah, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. That's right.
Yeah, that was
Ooh,
found
owie.
at the shack also. I found a lot of goodies there last week. And some of them are going to be for you guys to see. Ooh, what? Someday. Maybe. Possibly. Yes.
Toker says Saturday sesh this weekend. We're actually moving into Saturdays for the summer, and we might do some pre-recorded sessions. I think you guys can kind of tell more about that.
Don't let her lie to you like that, because we will be doing pre-recorded sessions.
We will.
They will be partially live. So the way that we discussed that we want to do it is we'll have a day during the week that we will do the live session. So the weekend it's 4:20, and during the weekday it would be live at 7:10. So what would happen is, you know, we pick a day, say a Wednesday, and we're going to go live at 7:10. And if you're able to watch it live at 7:10, you were able to watch it live with us. Otherwise, we are going to
Repost it.
basically repost the live video on Saturday at 4:20. So you won't be able to watch it live on Saturday, but you'll still be able to see all the comments and everything like that as it goes through the live video as well. And we're just doing this because, you know, it's summertime in Alaska. We all have things that we want to do to enjoy, especially on the weekends. And
We are Alaskan chicks. We like to go out and we like to play on the four-wheeler, go camping,
Oh, yeah.
go fishing. So that happens on the weekends more often than not.
it really does. My husband and I, we actually just picked up our hunting and fishing license today on the way out to the valley. We're going to get filters for the four-wheelers, change out the oil, everything
Yeah.
like that on the four-wheelers and on the trucks, because, you know, winter is gone and summer is here. He's probably out with his buddy on the boat right now.
Yes.
To be honest, he's probably on the boat right now.
Just in the last week and a half, I've watched my yard go from bare trees to, oh, it is green. I am filling in and I can't see my neighbors anymore.
And it has brought in the moose to my yard.
Mm-hmm.
The green and the cold bring the moose.
To circle back to the NFL thing,
Yeah.
Jason posted, well, let me attempt to be devil's advocate for a moment. The NFL, like any private company, sets its standards, and then he added to it, we might not agree with these standards, but it's how they want their players to conduct themselves. I don't agree with this, but I do agree that a private group should be allowed to set its own rules. That said,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree it's helpful, but keep in mind you own a company and you have the right to set your own standards. That's all of that I agree with.
And the NFL itself is a non-profit organization, so it's
It's a higher standard, I would think.
yeah. But I mean, and you would think that with it being a higher standard, they would do more research for their players, so that their players are not getting addicted to these narcotics and they're not going into these rages where, I'm sorry, I know what it's like to be on narcotics. I know how, you know, frustrated you can get, and add on to that they're, you know, if they're doing illegal substances already, are they doing roids? And just add all of it together, I would so much rather than be medicating with a natural herb.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing for the different, I mean, head injuries, the soft tissue injuries, skeletal injuries. It's across the board.
And I completely agree with you. You know, they're private. They're allowed to make their own rules and standards and everything like that. But I'd like to be able to ask them why. I would like to be able to ask them what their reasoning and their grounds is for them to allow them, you know, their players to be addicted to narcotics and just be okay with it. You know, let them do steroids or this or that or get away with things.
You'd think that they'd have
why.
And that they'd have a better, a better showing. You know, you have a more of an active and productive life with cannabis compared to the opioids. You think that they would perform better on the ice or on the field or wherever it is that they're performing. They would be better off with.
I agree. Narcotics don't make me feel good at all. I can't function on them. I don't feel well, and when I don't feel well, I'm not a nice person. So that's why I like to choose to medicate with cannabis. And after I had a major surgery in September, I chose to medicate with cannabis, and they told me I had to be on gabapentin and nerve damage and all this medication for the rest of my life, and I said, no, I won't do it.
No, thank you.
And I medicate with cannabis, and I have done well with it. So I take control, and I'm allowed to say no to them and what they try to push at me and tell me that I need to take this and I need this and I need that. But they can't tell me why, really. But they'll tell me that it'll give me seizures. So.
Take this, but it'll give you seizures. Well, the chance of it giving you seizures are there. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Only 6 out of 10 people suffer seizures. 4 don't. Yeah, you might be one of those 4. Maybe.
And then mix it with whatever your body chemistry is, your genetic history is, and everything like that. And it made me basically have narcolepsy, and there was no way that I'd be able to function on it the rest of my life.
Yuck.
Narcolepsy is, you can't do anything. You can't work on it. You can't do anything.
Get that love.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna get her high.
Yeah, sorry.
So moving on to a happier story. Vermont. Congratulations to Vermont, because they just legalized marijuana recreational through legislation instead of through a voters initiative, because Vermont does not have voters initiatives, which is weird. But they did pass it through legislation, and as long as the governor doesn't veto it, then we're going to add another state who has just legalized recreational marijuana. So congratulations to Vermont.
That's a big one. Congratulations.
Yeah, it really is a big one. And then a fun story. And all of these stories that we're talking about, you can find on our Midnight Greenery Facebook page. So if you want to go do some more.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who just shared our pages. We just had 7 people share our video. Like,
nice. Thank you, guys.
That's like a lot all at once. I think that
Can
was
you
pretty
see
good.
through this haze?
Barely.
Because
You can wrap me out. I don't care.
we love this haze. It's a lovely one. Because then I don't see things like us drilling on ourselves back there. Wouldn't be the first time it would happen to me.
Just a big one.
It was a good one. It's so good to drill on yourself, darling.
That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's working.
Yeah.
My grandfather would tell me that about everything. It doesn't taste good. That's how you know it works.
And today I have the concentrate Shangri-La OG.
It's delicious too.
Delightful.
An excellent flavor.
So, let's see. Oh, yes, the latest story that I wanted to cover were the Sisters of the Valley, which is a group of California women who are now starting a cannabis sisterhood. I think they've been doing it for a few years now, and I know that they went from only making like $60,000 in a year to over $600,000 with their concentrates, and they do everything with, they have a very high CBD yield, but yeah, they're sisters now. They're nuns that have a calling, and it's a beautiful calling because they are healing people. That is their big drive, is healing people, and I think it's fabulous.
And they're nuns.
Yes.
They're nuns.
They're not your traditional Catholic nuns.
They're still nuns.
They are called, what do they call themselves? they've gotten some slacks for not being real nuns, but as Sister Kate explains, well, they're not real nuns, but there are no more real nuns. They're all becoming extinct in this country, is what she says. So they've created a sisterhood of cannabis, cannabis,
Sisterhood?
Cannabis.
Yeah.
A sisterhood of healers. That's what I was looking for. A sisterhood of healers.
There you
go. Nice, ladies. I love that. I think it's what we want to be. It's just healers.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
So,
it heals.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do a giveaway.
I think that's a good idea.
I do too.
You want to go ahead and do the first one?
So we have some trivia questions here. And the first one was, which two founding fathers were hemp growers? So once again, give us your answers and we will give you the answer to the trivia question late at the end of the show. But we will let you know who won the trivia questions on the next, or we will do a video or an announcement to who won these ones later on in the future.
She's trying to say that we are not going to announce the winners live.
No. But we take care of each other because stoners take care of each other.
I got your back.
So yeah, which two founding fathers were hemp growers? We need both of them.
Do I look cool with this?
You do look cool with that.
I feel cool with it.
One of them's got a song, the name just makes me sing that song because I'm stuck in one of the...
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
It's a song. Nobody knows it.
Bull.
You just gave it up. I got it in my head.
Yeah, that's because you've been singing it all day.
Just giving little hints. Anybody out there giving us
We have some answers, but I'm kind of waiting until we...
Do we have any that are correct yet, maybe?
You have to have them both correct.
Both correct.
Not just one.
You don't have to say it out loud. Just give us a...
These ones are going to be a multiple part question day. So it's a multiple part question day. So you have to have all the answers correct.
And for this giveaway...
What are we doing?
It's the Slugworth t-shirt. So, another Slugworth.
And it is a...
Large
Slugworth.
Nice big bright colors. It says, look at me.
And then we are going to give and feature in a saveable from the Shack.
Perfect. And I actually have...
Saveable.
They're lovely. They really do.
They're awesome.
Oh, they're great.
And they match.
Have some for my husband's Pyrex.
So this question, which two founding fathers were hemp growers, is for the Slugworth t-shirt. Right there. That one. Oh, what are you doing for Mother's Day?
We are going to go see the King Arthur movie tomorrow morning with my
I want to go
parents.
see that.
I'm so excited.
That looks good.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's your main.
I want to go see Guardians of the Galaxy too.
We actually went and did a late showing of that last night.
Was it? Is it
Oh.
as good as the first one?
Oh.
Because I am so in love with the first one.
Baby Groot.
And that's why I'm like,
You have to go see it
I
in
am
the theater.
Groot. I am Groot.
You have to, because he's so big but little on the big screen. And yeah. We're
So
going
I
and
think
seeing
that's
it.
what we're going to go see for my Mother's Day.
Yeah. We went and saw it in 3D last night. It was awesome.
So it looks like everybody that guessed got the...
Both of them?
Yeah.
Ah.
And in fact,
No announcing anything.
No.
Okay. Just checking.
We had some additionals added on later on, which was Madison and some Franklin and some another. It looks like a link to Madison. So
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. A
So-
link. We like links.
That it's also nice to know that our founding fathers were not stupid.
Yeah.
right.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and skip on over that one, and we'll go ahead and get that announced and give you the names of who they were at the end of the show. And we're going to go ahead and have Rachel let us a little bit know. Excuse me, tongue tied. Let us know a little bit more about the cannabinoids and how they are also found in a variety of other plants and not just in marijuana.
And then I wanted to also point out, you guys, on our Facebook page, if you guys wanted more in-depth information, if our viewers did, we've posted links to all of these. So, feel free to hop on over after the video and check it out and, learn more. There were several on there. The ones that I really was interested in are echinacea, which I was kind of shocked at because echinacea, it reacts with the cannabinoids in this plant react with the CB2 receptor, and the receptor is largely in charge of regulating the immune system, pain, inflammatory response, and in marijuana, THC basically does the same thing in CBD. So, similar, not exactly the same. I was kind of reading through the comments on the bottom, and so I think, of course, with anything like that, there's a little bit of, well, it's not exactly the same, because they call it, if you get into the article, they call it cannabimetrics, which I was not personally familiar with.
Because
I haven't. Mm-mm.
each plant, all cannabis plants have a lot of different cannabinoids.
Oh, yeah.
So did they find any that they found in the same plants that they got that same cannabinoid?
They called it cannabimetrics is what they got into it. And that's when in the comments is kind of where I got more information. And so I don't know how accurate that is. I just thought it was interesting because echinacea, it is helpful. It is used in a lot of rubs and things like that. I know when I use my essential oils, echinacea is key in some of them. Just for healing aches and pains, giving you a little bit of energy. It's similar, not the same. And then the electric daisy. So in the Amazon, they take the electric daisy, and there's a picture of it. It looks really weird, so I recommend looking at it. But the people, it's native to the Amazon area, and the people in the Amazon make like a pain paste out of it, and they call it they call it the toothache plant. And so they and so they make, that's what they use it for. And I think it would be similar in this
topical.
Yeah, basically, just a pain, oral, anesthesia kind of, really. And then it reacts the same way. Yeah, it just gets it in your, I would say kind of like tincture almost, because it gets it into your system that much faster.
Right.
Okay.
So, nice. Of course they didn't go into the recipe, because I'm guessing they probably don't give that over very easily.
Right.
But yeah, it was kind of interesting. There's a bunch more. It also said that, and apparently it's really common in the marijuana community, which I've been in this community for a long time and I've never heard of it. That doesn't mean nothing though. But apparently if you eat dark chocolate and then you smoke after you eat dark chocolate, it's like it adds to it.
Oh,
It's like with mangoes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
One of the reasons why they say that with brownies and chocolates, it carries faster and carries better. That's why a lot of chocolate is used.
Black pepper was in there too, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh, pepper. Yeah, but I was told that it was after you smoked, like the mango and all that stuff, to enhance what was already there. So, been doing it backwards?
I think it
said before.
Said before?
This one said before. I don't know.
I'll try.
Maybe we could look it up and find out enhancements for our next week's video.
Well, and also too, you'd think that
chocolate?
just with how long it takes your body to actually absorb what you're eating compared to smoking, you would think it would have to be before, just so that, because with smoking, you get the effects really quickly. Mm-hmm. If you smoked and then you waited and ate afterwards, it would take up to 40 minutes or whatever to feel it.
So do I have to wait after I eat the chocolate to let it start to digest, or just eat the chocolate and boom, smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
That's what I was told.
Around the same time.
That's what the article says.
Okay. I'll try it. I like chocolate.
Right? I was like, I like chocolate. Maybe I'll buy some chocolate on the way home.
And dark chocolate. It's dark chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Yes, specifically it's dark chocolate.
And it's supposed to be good for your heart too, so in small doses. That's
So
my
do you drink
excuse.
that with the red wine or?
It's dark chocolate, red wine, and a bowl. So that is my health regimen daily.
That's funny.
So yeah, my dark chocolate, my glass of wine, and my dab pen.
That's
That would be a
awesome.
fabulous evening.
That would be a fabulous.
That would be a nice, like,
I can't talk.
hang out in the bubble bath kind of evening.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do when I
That'd
get
be
home
lovely.
tonight. Bathtub.
I don't recall a bathtub that I fit in, I guess. I'm long. I need a...
We used to
So I
go.
don't take baths.
Excuse me, so sorry. We used to go rent rooms at the Diamond Center just because of their huge tubs, and you could get like sprawl out completely. You would be able to
Oh
sprawl out.
yeah.
Okay.
I used to go to the
And-
micro towel to do that. They have like the jacuzzi tubs.
And it was
Yeah.
great when they, I don't know if they're still, if they're still as good as they were before, but I loved their tubs.
That was free advertising. We should get a room or something.
Don't push that.
Right? So we did one giveaway already?
Yep.
Yep.
Do we want to do another one?
Yeah.
So
I love giving things away. It makes me happy inside.
It's fun.
Sharon
It's a
is
lot.
Karen.
Yes.
Lots of fun. Okay, so this has 3 things. You have to answer 3 things. What 3 items was Bob Marley buried with?
Ooh.
I know it's kind of macabre, but I kind of like it because I always say you have to smoke at my funeral. People have to be high at my funeral.
Mhm.
That is the rule. If you want to come, you gotta smoke. So, what 3 items was Bob Marley buried with? I can pretty much guess one of them.
No, they all make sense.
Oh, they all make sense, but I would know one at least.
Oh, well, yeah. But no, they definitely
I
all
wouldn't
make
know
sense.
all of them.
I love it.
I
Mm-hmm.
think my husband would know them all. Don't vote.
Anybody answering? Do we got any
Not yet.
answers coming in?
What else did you ladies have?
I found an article on dogs and the effect of marijuana on them, which is kind of interesting for me. I have a dog who has epilepsy, and then she will also occasionally get, a bud or whatever, find nuggets on the floor, and I won't necessarily know. And then she walks around like drunk and like pees herself, and and it's so I thought I'd always assumed that it was just a seizure associated with her epilepsy, but it's not a seizure. She's like drunk basically, and they can get high from just the leaves. So I knew that they could of course get high from eating bud itself,
Right.
and then eating edibles and secondhand smoke,
Yep.
blowing it in the ear and all that good stuff, which is not good stuff, so I don't recommend doing it. But I didn't realize that, their system, they're so much smaller than we
Yeah,
are,
it's
that
just
they
different.
process it in such a different way. So, like, I have a bloodhound, and I have, a medium-sized dog, like a mutt, but... so, like, if my bloodhound eats it, nothing will happen to her. But if my little dog eats it, and she's not that little, she's drunk and peeing all over the place and, like, scared and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
it's pretty, there's been an uptake in, a small uptake in dogs getting into things. And typically it's edibles that are left low and just accessible, not in I keep everything in a
Yeah.
a container with a lid, and they can't get into it.
Fridge.
Yeah, the fridge.
People are really paying attention to what they're doing with their edibles when it comes to their children, but they're not paying as much attention when it comes to your animals.
Absolutely.
Your animals will eat
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
food. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care.
Same things. They're just-
Be right
And then
there.
there's a huge debate in that same arena about infused treats for dogs, like CBD treats. And
There are.
they are acknowledging that yes, in some cases it does help with arthritis and
It does.
nausea and not eat, things like that.
Yep.
But it's still not recognized, just like
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't go to a doctor and get a
Absolutely. We know.
prescription for it. So I think up here
But you can make them yourself.
yeah, there are actually if you Google dank doggy biscuits. You can find the recipe for it. That's what I
yeah.
found. So there are things out there, but again, everything in moderation. I tried Charlotte's Web for my dog because I thought, well, if it's made for seizures, it's a CBD tincture basically that's made for, people with seizures. And it did not work for my dog. It made it really, I keep a log, so,
Right.
But I changed her diet to an all-natural diet, and that completely fixed it. So I kind of rabbit-holed there. Sorry.
No, we're
that's
still
okay.
we're still talking about that.
No, yeah.
Like Rosie, I had a red-nosed pit who recently passed away, and she was 15, and that's how we medicated her. Was I made her special dog biscuits, and she would go from not being able to move at all and sitting on the couch to I'd medicate her, and then she'd be able to run outside and play with the other dogs, and that was a huge positive for me to be able to see her being able to enjoy life.
Yep, improve the quality.
Okay, let me just say this real fast. Nobody's gotten it, so that's again, guys.
Nobody's gotten it?
No,
Does
somebody's
nobody-
gotten, a couple people have gotten maybe one, but yeah, you guys are, nope, guess again.
What 3 items was Bob Marley buried with? Come on, guys, you can look it up. We won't judge you because you don't have to tell us. You don't have to let us know that you cheated and looked it up.
So the one thing on the article that you posted on the MG page, I'm not 100% sure I agree with, is that it says that they'll die.
I would, yeah. The only thing I could think of is like my aunt has a little dog that's like not even 2 pounds. So
And if they're eating it with chocolate too, that's
right,
another
then
thing.
that
that
was,
has to be
I
taken
think
into
it would
account.
have to be, again, I think it'd have to be layers on top of it.
But just eating straight.
I agree.
I'm not
I
sure.
think that it scares the owner.
Oh, yeah.
I think
yes.
that you think
Ah,
the
yeah.
owner,
Yes.
I think that, I know I thought she
Yeah.
was dying.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
went to the
absolutely.
emergency room
Yep.
and like we waited for like an hour and a half, and as soon as they were ready to see her, she was like fine.
Yeah.
Like you suck. I mean, I love you, but you suck.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense for the smaller dogs because just, depending on how much it ate, a lot. Yeah.
Size makes a
Size will
huge
probably-
difference, I think.
And can you imagine your dog? You have no idea what the hell you're getting hit with.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if
we have
they
no idea
hit,
how they feel.
yeah, they hit, a good edible and they just scarf that thing.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what in the what's going
what
on with
happened?
me?
Where
Okay.
am I? Who am I? Who are you?
Who are you?
Okay, Joseph, we're doing a giveaway. He missed a lot because he's working. So can you read
Oh,
over
well,
the
thanks for
question?
What
One more time?
3 items was Bob Marley buried with? Do you know it? Do
You gotta know all 3 items.
You don't know all 3 items. 3 of them. 3 items that Bob Marley was buried with. Just
Nobody's gotten it yet, so keep
think
guessing,
of
y'all.
what was he famous for? So many things.
People are close, and some people have gotten close. Very close.
Keep guessing. We'll get there.
Okay, so we're going to be waiting about 10 minutes before we let you know what the answer to that is.
No, we're doing it at the
Oh,
end
that's
with
right.
all of them.
We're going to let you know at the end with all of
Did
them.
we say
Sorry.
what
I
we
got
were
your back.
giving away?
Huh?
Did we say what it was for?
No, we did not say
Oh,
what it
I
was
didn't
for.
think
I was
so.
just waiting for a second. we didn't announce until after for the Slugworth shirt too. So here in the front we have a small array of items. Another Saba bowl
Saba
from
bowl.
the Shack, and then there is a medicine concentrate container. Here we have a, let's see, what is this? Ooh, it's a Cyclone. I like Cyclones.
And it is
And it's
tobacco
all-
free.
Yes, tobacco-free, natural, and there's 2 in here. That is awesome. And then there is a token poke lighter case.
Love that thing. Love it.
There's no lighter in here.
No,
Lighter-
just the...
Lighter
Token
not
poker.
included.
We don't have those yet, but one day we will. So that's what this giveaway is for. I want to try one of these. We need to do a segment on the show one of these times where we're actually rolling things and learning how to roll the different blunts and stuff.
I don't know how to roll.
I know, so neither do I. It'll be a fun fun one.
It would.
It'll be great. So we had talked recently, well, not recently, but in one of the previous sessions about actually opening up one session a month to guests. Somebody out there who watches us, who enjoys it, thinks it'd be fun to come hang out with us and talk about cannabis. And we're still trying to think of how we're going to pick that person. Whether it be just something that we do interviews or whether it be just a general person in, the viewer audience that wants to come hang out with us. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it should be just a contest? Do you think it should be we just reach out to certain people and, hey, we've noticed a great interaction with MG and we would love to come and have you on the set?
We could do that, or we could also, if you want to be on the show, you can let us know that, hey, I'd like to be on the show, or to do this, an interview, or just a fun hangout sesh. I think that would also be kind of cool, too, and then we can just kind of go through, and, if we get in a lot, we can just make our way through the list and kind of get everybody in, and that's what I think. We can kind of do it both ways. Reach out, have you guys reach out to us. I don't know, I just wouldn't want to feel like I'm putting pressure on somebody to come onto the show with us if they don't want to. So that's why I kind of feel more like, if you want to be here, let us know.
There's a question, where are we at?
We're in the valley.
Yes.
We're in the Palmer-Wasilla area. So you'd have to come out here, and if you're from Anchorage, come out and hang out in the valley for the day.
I drive out from South Anchorage.
It's not that far. It really isn't.
Yes, that was me, and yes, it's a Canna cough. Sorry.
Is that your husband riding you out?
No, actually, he's not on here. He's going to be in trouble when I get home.
Miss Stacy, what did you have for us today? Anything?
Tina has all my paperwork.
Oh, we're hoarding your paperwork. Sorry.
We are hoarding all
The
of her
purple one?
paperwork.
Yes.
I have the purple one. She has lots of great things on this purple one.
Mary, why don't you go ahead and PM us? She said she said she wished she has a ride, and she doesn't. So I just told her to PM us, and maybe at some point somebody can... Oh, I guess my husband was watching. I'm in trouble when I get home.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Well, and neither one of our husbands are ratting us out this time. So it's usually one of them in the comments ratting some random thing out on us.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
We
what
love you
makes it
guys.
fun.
It's not
So
my
what
thing.
am I reading here? I'm so confused.
We just didn't know if you had any subjects that you thought would
Yeah.
be great to
Talk about
cover.
anything
Yeah.
today?
We just didn't know if you had anything you wanted to share.
One of the
or
things
not.
that she wanted to share was that she had found some information about entertainer that had passed recently.
Yeah, Big Black. Oh God, what am I choking up?
Right here.
I mean, no, but he was like, I don't know.
He was just an entertainer that we watched as
His name was Christopher Big Black Boykin.
yeah. He was made famous with Rob Dyrdek and
Robin Big.
yeah, Robin Big, and he passed away from a heart attack. Well, that's what they think. The preliminaries are a heart attack.
But they're not sure yet if they had it.
No official
No
disclosure
official
yet.
news on that.
But
So we've got. I don't know. I asked
he's
you
an
what you were
angel in
doing
the
for
sky,
Mother's
right?
Day. What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Me? Working.
What are you guys doing for Mother's Day? Hanging out with Mom? I know this mom always loves to receive anything that, you know how we love to give flowers to our moms? Give your moms dried flowers that they can smoke.
There you go.
Not our mom though.
Give your moms, introduce them if they haven't been introduced yet. Introduce them to that discussion with,
I think it'd be awesome.
I
It'd
would
be fun.
totally think it would be awesome introducing them to, I mean, because it's legal now here in the state of Alaska, so a lot of moms get, bottles of wine and flowers. Why not some dried flowers and a smoking apparatus? A pretty one. That would be lovely. I would love that.
I will never forget my grandma came over to my house unannounced and I had my bong sitting on the table. She's like, oh, that vase is so pretty. I was like, thanks, Grandma.
Grandma's boy moment there. The next day she's got flowers in it. You're like, oh, those things are, oh my.
I've been turning black.
That
When
water
did
is not going to be healthy for those flowers.
Yeah, you're thinking, when did I clean that last?
It's clean now because Grandma scrubbed it crazy.
Right.
Oh, that's true, yeah. She's like, ooh, this stinks.
Well,
Clean this.
you need to clean it after every flower, dear.
That's
If you only knew, Grandma.
Come, Grandma. Come into my lair. I want to introduce you to my flower pot.
Yep.
So we should be doing, introducing our parents and our grandparents to, something that I'm sure they were very familiar with in their younger days.
Yes. So it's just, I guess, a reminder.
Yeah. Reintroduce them to the love of the herb if they haven't been already. Mom's Day. It's a great one.
It is. So celebrate all you mamas out there.
And all those mamas need, a lovely relief of cannabis. I know I'm a much better mom when I am actually medicated because I'm not a nice person when I'm not medicated and I'm in pain. Kids like me a lot better when I am medicated.
You can play with them.
Yeah. I actually get up and do things with them, go and see things with them, and am interactive, and
Go to the dog park.
it's lovely.
Well, I go to the dog park, not her.
I don't go.
I don't think she would
That's
take
your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a dog park here. They enjoy their own area.
Yes. So I think it's time for the final giveaway.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. So for the final giveaway, brought to you by The Shack.
Again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have this lovely.
And then the end has,
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
and that is color changing. It will change colors as you smoke in it. So I loved that it had the Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So it will darken up and it'll change colors and it's super cool.
Now there's a few of them that we were looking at while we were there that we wanted for the set.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I love
For the
those
set.
Alaska pieces.
For the set.
For the set.
It's giveaway.
No, yeah. Just
But something that we have here all the time, we are looking for that
Like
perfect. Yeah, we're looking for that perfect piece that's just for the set.
And then we'll also replace Gumby, so
Yeah.
she doesn't have to be carded every day
Yeah.
or every weekend.
So we need a
That'd be a long.
sesh and an e-nail. That's what we need.
Yep.
Those are some of our next purchases.
Those are our demands.
What?
Did you just say that?
I was just kidding.
All right. So the question for the pipe, it's a two-part question. Which president was a member of a group of boys who played basketball and smoked cannabis? What did they call themselves?
So it's two parts.
Two.
Who was the president? And what was the name of the,
What did they call themselves?
the name of the group?
The name of the group.
Okay.
Which U.S. president was a member of a group of boys who played basketball and smoked cannabis? What were they called?
I don't know.
Two-part.
So you have to answer both.
Yes, you have to have both correct.
It was President so-and-so.
And they were called
Such and such.
The blah, blah, blah.
stuff and things.
11 stuffs.
Stuff and things, The Walking Dead.
I don't watch The
Stuff
Walking
and
Dead.
Jen.
I love you.
I don't watch The Walking Dead. It scares me. I don't like being scared. No, I just thought it was too much like I was watching daytime TV.
She felt like she was being attacked by zombies. She would be attacked by zombies. She
I
felt like
would.
a kid.
I want the virtual reality. And then you're just, going through the zombie field like on my phone, the game. You're just going through
I can't
zombie
even
field.
play zombies on freaking Black Ops. I can't play zombies.
I have them tattooed on my leg.
I can't do it. I love Black Ops, but I cannot play the zombies just because they annoy me. And I know
That's the
that
only
if there
reason I
is,
play Black Ops.
I mean, yes, there are those people who have their zombie plans. But I'm the type of person who, without one, I would be the first person dead. Because you've seen Zombieland, right? Cardio. Cardio.
Yeah.
I have like fake knees and stuff. That cardio does not work well for me.
Yeah, but you never know what that adrenaline is going to do when you're faced with zombie and death and things like that. You're that, or who knows, you might just turn out to be like one of those BAs and just,
I do know.
I do know.
I am really good with.
This is why you just prepare. Get a machete.
I do have a really good
Firearms.
shot. Like, it's awesome. Like, I will kill somebody if they
Get a
break
bow,
into my house.
Strike two.
No.
Not for reals. I don't actually want to. I'm just saying I have a good shot.
It's
It's like the first thing you see, though, if you do break into my house.
Okay, so PSA: do not break into her house. Just throw
Not
that out there right now.
valuable. Seriously. My husband.
So, do we have any answers yet? Any answers?
Yes. But I don't.
Correct answers? Do you want my sheet?
Yes.
It's on the top page of the purple one.
Oh, what you had
She needs a
is,
cheat sheet. It's okay. We all need them now and then.
Okay. I feel better now. I feel like I wasn't listening when we wrote this question earlier.
She was having a moment where she was not listening.
Well, my bloodhound went missing for a minute, so I kind of like panicked for a second. That's probably when you guys were talking to me, actually. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Okay.
Because it's not like this is a show with a bunch of stoners.
No,
You know?
not at all.
That couldn't be the reason why we have moments that, I don't know, what do we call them? Stoner moments?
Stoner moments.
Who's
I don't
Rachel
know.
Lake?
She's
Rachel Lake
Rachel
is
Lake.
Canna
Yeah, Canna Care.
I guess I don't know.
She's got long, beautiful red hair. I think she's maybe like 5'3".
Well, why
I don't know. I'm really tall, so I don't know.
She must have tagged her or something.
Okay.
There's a comment in there that says "Let's play Rachel Lake," so I thought it was like a talk show or something.
Oh, no,
Like,
no.
I think that's Ricky Lake.
So,
Yeah, it's her.
Sorry.
where are we? Are we on the...
We're
still on the, which president
Yep.
was a cannabis smoker in a group?
Yep.
In college.
And what was the name of the
College.
group? And the president. And we have a few of them. Oh, that's funny. She tagged the wrong person, she says.
Do we have a few of the correct answers?
Yeah, and I think there's some debatable ones as well.
Nice. So we
It's
will
a good
have that
combo.
debate
I like
later
that
on when
one.
we're watching this later. So,
Yes, before we announce the winners.
yes. It's always fun. We do the after sesh where we watch this again and pick it apart and find out who
Yes.
the winners are and all that lovely stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
yay.
Go team.
Yes.
Spirit fingers.
Yay. So
That's my
I,
So lackluster.
That
for
is my
spirit
favorite
fingers.
emoji. The little.
I got my tissue. Hey, we can just totally do that. But that's like
No,
white
that's like
flag. No,
surrendering.
I'm not surrendering. I'm spirit fingering. Woo! We need them pom poms up in this place.
No,
Oh.
No.
Well,
I do know that we have somebody who wants to come on here with a hula hoop, but I don't know if we have the room.
that would be an outdoor one.
Yes,
An
that
outdoor,
would be an outdoor.
Outdoor live on a nice day.
Oh,
Right.
totally.
Yeah,
Beautiful day out.
absolutely.
I've been falling.
Yeah. Well, ladies, final comments?
I don't know. There was. Oh yeah, Monday. We've got the MCB meeting.
Next
On
week's show is
Monday.
going to be MCB review. Just a reminder. So if you
Wolfing.
There is a link on the Midnight Greenery page. It's going to have all the information. If you want to call in and listen to it, please make sure that you mute your phones.
Yes.
And if you have any questions during it, please write them down, and you can ask them during the next live, and Tina will be able to answer your questions, and we'll go
At
over
least
it
the
for
best
you.
of my ability. If
Right.
not, we will find you the answer. So that's the.
Do they do like a review afterwards, after the MCB meetings, and post it somewhere? Just like anything like that?
Only
This-
when like regulations have changed and stuff
Okay.
like that.
I love
And I
this.
mean, you can find news all over the place. The KTUU, KTVA. I do know Crude posts some MCB stuff. Yeah, I think the press.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, if you have any questions, please bring them to us on next Saturday when we do our next
Yep.
live sesh, and we'll go over all that.
Next Saturday at 4:20.
It is at the Atwood Building on, I believe it's 4th Avenue. It's the Atwood Building. Look for the Atwood Building. You should be able to put it into your GPS. And also, we do have the address up on the Midnight Greenery event. So we're also going to do reminders on event reminders kind of things for these 420 live sessions. So you'll remember kind of a, hey, it's about to happen. Don't forget.
And then we also have a poll up on the MG site, and it is going to be for naming these sessions. So if you guys don't mind, take a quick look. If you like watching these shows and plan to continue to watch, then let us know your opinions on these, and we're
Continue to share, because we've gotten the last 2 videos have both hit over 1K viewers. So
They have.
you guys are rocking it. I love it.
I appreciate it very much, because this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's fabulous, because you guys are sharing, and us being able to get out and reach more viewers and everything like that will hopefully get us out of this garage and away from just this tiny little heater that I have
She's
for
phrasing.
myself.
She's phrasing.
I'm actually good now. I'm this little heater is beautiful. I appreciate it. I'm very happy right now.
So yeah, Monday at, I believe it's 9:15 is when they first start the MCV meeting. It's at the Atwood Center, or Atwood Building, and we will be recapping it on Saturday.
Please mute your phones.
Please mute your phones. And any information you need, you will find on the Midnight Greenery Facebook page. So
Yes.
once again, thank you for coming and hanging out with us, in session with us, and hearing about stuff and going on around.
And
you know,
smoking with us.
Smoking with us, yes.
Medicating. Stay lifted.
Totally, stay lifted. And you can find us on Instagram. I am Tina Smith with Cannabis.
I am Camie.
I'm Rachel 420AK.
I'm Stacy. Ganji.
Sweet. So, once again, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
We thank you. Have a good day.
Peace.